my Tacticians, and welcome to another episode of Tactician's Monday Matches! That's right, we got yet another matches for you from the Sunday Night Brawl, and we're going to be kicking this off with me versus Damon. So, let me just get this straight right now. I am not one of the bestest trainers to dealing with Celesteela. I'm just gonna point that out right now. I don't like Celesteela. Nothing against the Pokemon, I just don't like dealing with it. Such a stalling Pokemon. But in any case, I'm gonna be leading this battle off with Laura and Arachnia, and Damon is gonna be leading me off with Velocity and Rocket, the Celesteela. So this is gonna be funny. So I'm going off with the Intimidate already. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like his leads, so I'm gonna go for another Intimidate. So I go for the Double Intimidate. Double Intimidate kicks off. I go for a Thunder, and what do you know? Arachnia misses turn 1 Thunder. Why is it always Arachnia misses the Thunder when I need her to hit the Thunder? But in any case, the Double Intimidate actually weakens the Garchomp severely, so I managed to survive that one. I think he was going for a Leech Seed, and I avoided the attack. So all things considered, that was a pretty good turn for me. So I go for another Intimidate because I really don't want to deal with this Garchomp or this Celesteela. I just want them to get out of the battlefield. So Rocket is going to go for a Protect here, so the Celesteela is going to protect this turn. I'm going to go for the Thunder. I finally connect with the Thunder, but unfortunately it's protected. And well, Damon goes for a Stealth Rock. He's gonna switch out next turn, but he puts up the Stealth Rock so that I can't, so that I have to deal with the Stealth Rock. So he pulls out a Double Swipe. He takes out his Garchomp and his Celesteela, so his Celesteela gets to get out turn 1. So I'm gonna be in a little bit of trouble here, and he instead swaps in his Infernape and his Milotic. So I get the Thunder off finally at long last, and it gets into the room, but it does massive damage and gets the Paralysis off. So all things considered, that was a pretty good turn for me. So now I'm gonna go for the Outrage because I was gonna try to Outrage and deal with the Garchomp, but Garchomp, swapped out. So I'm locked into the Outrage. This isn't exactly what I wanted to deal with, but I got no choice. I got to deal with it now. So I'm gonna go for a Thunder to deal with the Milotic. The Milotic goes down. All things considered, that was a pretty good turn for me. So the Milotic goes down, and now I'm going for the Outrage again into the Infernape, and the Infernape goes down. That's the end of Roomba and Finesse, I believe it was called. Yeah. So now we're going back into the Garchomp and Rocket. So this is really, I do not want to deal with this Celesteela, but I have no choice. I go for the Thunder, I go for the Celesteela. I'm trying to deal with it as much as possible. And, well, Celesteela stays in the fight. And Garchomp, no longer intimidated, no longer having to deal with putting up with my shenanigans. He gets to Earthquake off, and down goes my lead Pokemon. So that's the end of Arachnia. And that's the end of Laura. So, oh my goodness, my poor team. I really didn't want to have to deal with the Celesteela. And Celesteela goes for the Fire Blast. So I think I avoided the Fire Blast turn 1. So I managed to survive that. But in that case, Celesteela Rocket reveals its leftovers, and I'm like, oh come on. So Garchomp is now on the field, and I'm trying to think, what can I do? What can I do here? So the Pointed Stones are now sitting into my team. We're not exactly doing pretty well. Rocket is going to protect this turn. I'm thinking, okay, let's see what we can do here. So Velocity goes for the Outrage this time. So Velocity is now outraging, and all things considered, shenanigans are happening. So that's going to be the end of poor Esmeralda, my poor Flygon. Poor shiny Flygon, but still. I go for the Dazzling Gleam, trying to knock out the Garchomp, and the Garchomp does not go down, so that's not exactly good either. So I get the Dazzling Gleam up, but Rocket's still in the fight, Garchomp still in the fight. Not exactly a good turn for me, so I figured it's time to bring out Latias. So maybe Latias can help me deal with Celesteela, so that's what I was hoping for. So I'm going to go for Latias' Mega Stone now. I'm going to Mega Evolve her, and all sorts of shenanigans going to be taking place. I display my power. There we go. Haha. Fear the mighty Latias. And Garch Velocity goes for the Outrage. Unfortunately, it goes into Amy, who is a fairy type, so that makes her immune to the Outrage. And well, I'm going for the Dazzling Gleam here, thinking, okay, that should be enough to deal with the Celesteela. Unfortunately, it's not. And now I have to deal with a heavy slam to the face. So that is horrible for me. That's going to be the end of poor Amy. And we learned that Rocket is a strong defender, so it's going to increase its defenses every time it gets a knockout. So that's not exactly something I wanted to deal with, so that's bad for me. So now I have another Pokemon on the field, and it's going to be, Mimikyu! So Mimikyu's on the field now. Kodiak is going to go into the field, and he's going to get an Intimidate off into the Mimikyu and into the Celesteela. So that will at least somewhat mitigate the damage of the Celesteela. So Rocket is going to Protect. That's not exactly good for me. So Mimikyu is going to go for the Z Ghost move. So I think it was maybe Z Shadow Claw perhaps. But I managed to get the Intimidate off, so this is going to mitigate the damage somewhat. So Mimikyu is going to go for the Never-Ending Nightmare, so that is definitely bad for my poor Latias. So I'm thinking, okay, can I survive? Can I survive? And guess what? I do survive it. That Intimidate really helped me out here. If I didn't get that Intimidate off, I would have lost my Latias there. So Latias goes for the Mist Ball, goes into the Mimikyu. Mimikyu loses its disguise, so I'm still standing, I'm still in the fight, and it's time for me to pull out the Z move, the Z Crunch. So this is going to go into the Mimikyu, so I'm really, really hoping that the Mimikyu goes down to this, because I really didn't want to have to deal with the Mimikyu and the Celesteela at the same time. But I think this was my last hurrah, because I don't have much left in the tank in regards to what my team can do, so Mimikyu goes into the hole. There's a lot of shenanigans going on with that hole, and Mimikyu goes down, so hooray! Kodiak manages to pull out a KO for me, but unfortunately, the Celesteela is still on the field. And it's just getting stronger each turn. It's just getting stronger, people. So I'm thinking, alright, what can I do here? What is there for me to do? There's not a whole lot, because, well, now I gotta deal with a Mega Pinsir, so that's Celesteela draining my strength. I mean, it wasn't really the biggest threat I had to deal with, but it certainly was a huge problem for me, and down goes Kodiak. So down goes the Kodiak to the return. I'm going to get a Recover Up because I need something to keep me in the fight. So I managed to get the Recover off, let Latias recover some health. Unfortunately, Celesteela is going to go heavy slam into Latias's face. It's a battle of it's a battle of power versus sustainability. Unfortunately, sustainability will not keep me in the fight forever because, well, it's a Mega Pinsir and Latias is not going to survive against a Mega Pinsir. So that's going to be the end of my Latias there, and that's going to be the end of battle. So good game there to Damon. Oh my goodness, that was clutch though. Oh my goodness, I really don't like Celesteela. But in any case, let's move on to our next battle, and it's going to be against Amber. So Amber, my goodness, my girl, you are definitely improving. So, but we're going to be going into this battle, and you'll see what I mean by she's improving very much. But there's still room for improvement. Still room for improvement, girl. And in any case, I'm going to be leading off with Athena and Clarissa. Say hello to Clarissa, my Tactician. This is her second battle on the field. So, and Amber is going to be leading off with Sabrina and Nebby. Nebby! Wait, wrong Nebby. Other Nebby! So, there you go. Okay, I've had my fun. So, I'm Chlorophyll. I get the Sticky Web off because I don't want to deal with any speedy shenanigans. And Athena is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp because, you know, I just felt like Will-O-Wisping this Solgaleo because I know it's a physical attacker and I didn't want to have to deal with physical attacks. So, Nebby, the Solgaleo, is going to go for a Sunsteel Strike. So, okay, here we go. And it's going to go into my Clarissa. Unfortunately, it's not a whole lot of damage. So, and, well, we're going to get the Toxic Spike set up. So, alright, shenanigans are going off here, and I don't like them shenanigans being going off here. So, then we're going to get burned, so I'm okay with that. and I'm gonna pull Athena out because I really need, I want to preserve my sunlight for as long as possible. And I'm gonna go into Juliet. Now, for those of you wondering why Juliet didn't get poisoned, it's because she's got Leap Guard, so she's protected from status conditions while the sun is out. So, but I'm gonna go change her ability and go for the Chlorophyll. So I'm gonna give her the Chlorophyll now. Nebby is gonna go for the Reflect, so that's gonna make things a little difficult for me. And that Nidoqueen is gonna go for an Ice Beam to Clarissa's face. So that's not exactly the best we can do here. So what can we do here, Impy? What can we do? I'm gonna go for a knockoff into the Nebby. So Nebby is gonna lose an item, and it's gonna be an Iron Place, so that's gonna be good. I know she's got the Reflect Berry off, so I'm gonna go into the Sword Stance here. I'm gonna try to get as much damage off as possible. And Nebby's gonna go for a Sun Steel Strike, I believe, into Clarissa. Or then again, maybe it was Juliet. I actually forget which one it is. But in any case, I'm gonna get a Sun Steel Strike to the face. Oh, she did go first, Juliet. So Juliet manages to stay in the fight. So that's gonna be it for Juliet. Unfortunately, Clarissa goes down. So rest in peace, my Leavanny. So that's gonna be the end of Clarissa, my Leavanny. Then we're gonna take some poison damage, and well, shenanigans are gonna be taking place. Now it's up to Floral's turn. So double Chlorophyll Pokemon. So that's gonna be pretty awesome. Most of my team were Chlorophyll thanks to that ability entrainment. So Floral is going to set up a Swords Dance of her own, so that's 2 Swords Dance users on the field, and Juliet is going to reveal her Solar Blade. Of course she's got the Solar Blade. She's a Lurantis. All Lurantis should have Solar Blade in my opinion, except for the contrary ones. But in any case, I'm going to go for the Solar Blade into Sabrina, and down goes that Nidoqueen. Woo! Thank goodness. And this is where Nebby reveals itself as a special attacker, mixed attacker. So I'm gonna chow down on a berry, gonna recover some of my health, so that's gonna keep me in the fight for just a little bit longer. Unfortunately, Floral is now poisoned, so that is gonna be sad news bear for Floral, my Leafeon. And then we're gonna get some more burn damage. So now it's up to Kiawi or something. There we go. Yeah, just the Ninetales. Okay. So Amber's Ninetales is now on the field, so I'm thinking, alright, I should be able to endure this attack. So she might, I'm thinking maybe she'll go for like a flamethrower into Floral. I go for the Aerial Ace, trying to deal as much damage as possible. And no, I do not deal as much damage as possible. Juliet is going to get a Psychic to the face, and the Ninetales goes for the Heat Wave. So no, I lost Juliet this turn, so that's going to be the end of my Lurantis. But all things considered, I'm still in a decent enough position. Floral is still getting hurt by poison. That poison is really, really getting on my nerves. It's really doing a lot of damage. So it's time to send in Kindle the Rapidash. So Kindle is now on the field, and she's going to go for some more shenanigans. So I'm going to go for another Swords Dance here because I know I'm going to need as much damage as possible, especially for some of the later Pokemon. I definitely know that Amber still has the Lunala in the background. I'm going to go for a Drill Run into the face anyway, and so I'm going to need as much damage as possible, so Drill Run to the Ninetales face is a definite good thing for me. So, unfortunately, Kindle gets a Psychic to the face, and now we go for another turn of status conditions. Oh boy, isn't this fun, people. So I'm going to get more poison damage, a lot more poison damage, and more burn damage onto the Nebby. So the Reflect Barrier is now down, so that is good for me, bad for Amber, but in the downside, I'm really poisoned. I am super weak. I cannot take much more damage. So I'm going to go for a Leaf Blade, hoping against hope that I can knock out the Lunala. I do not knock out the Lunala. It's not enough to knock it out. I'm going to go for a Drill Run into the Solgaleo, see if I can knock it out that one. And I do get the knockout. It doesn't crit, which is sad news bear for me, but I still get the KO, so that's all things good. And Nebby, or the Lunala, is going to go for the Moongaze Beam. Darn it, Nebby! And bam! Down goes Kindle. Rest in peace, my Rapidash. So all that is bad news bear for me. So Floral is still getting poisoned. That is bad for me. So now up next is Athena, and you know what? Out comes the Lucario Reiki. So hello Reiki, she's so shiny. Reiki's gonna get caught in the sticky web. This is definitely hurting poor Amber. And Athena's gonna get more poison because, you know, I haven't been poisoned enough today, have I? So, that's gonna be more fun for me. So, we're moving on. Amber's gonna Mega Evolve her Lucario, revealing the Mega Stone, so that is pretty good. I'm gonna go for a third and final Swords Dance. I'm trying to get myself as much attack power as possible. I could have gone for another attack, but I felt safe that I could endure another attack. I figured I knew what she was gonna do, so I go for a Hex into the Lucario. I figured she was gonna protect the Lunala this turn. I was mistaken. She instead goes for the attack, so I was mistaken, so I made a huge misplay here. So, and you know what? It's gonna cost me my Floral. So, Floral goes down. I made a huge mistake, miscalculation. I didn't realize she was actually gonna stay in. And I lose one of my strongest attackers on the team. And rest in peace, Impy. So, now it's time for the Reshiram. I'm down to my last two Pokemon, Reshiram and Athena. So, alright. But it's still like 3 Pokemon to 2. It's not the worst case scenario. I mean, I'm poisoned, but I go for an Ancient Power. I'm thinking, alright, it's time for an all or nothing play. So I'm going to go for the Ancient Power into the Lucario, and what do you know? I get the stat boost increases. Oh my goodness, I needed these stat boosts. Otherwise, I was really in a pickle without these stat boost increases. So I'm gonna go for a Flamethrower into the Lunala. Lunala cannot endure any longer. Down goes the Lunala. And what do you know? Amber's Lucario knows Dragon Pulse, and that thing almost KO'd me. Any more damage and I would have fainted. 5 AP with the poison damage. Oh my goodness, this was really coming down to the wire. I was really on the verge of defeat here. So now I'm gonna see the last Pokemon is gonna be a Meganium. So Emma the Meganium is on the field. I'm thinking, alright, I gotta try something here. I gotta try to get some health back. I was thinking maybe I was Assault Vest, then I realized, wait a minute, if I'm using Roost, then I'm not Assault Vest, so that explained why I took so much damage. So Athena's gonna go for a Flamethrower into the Meganium. It wasn't enough to knock it down. My Reshiram holds strong, holds firm, manages to hold on to one more turn. Emma is going into a Solar Beam, because, you know, Solar Beam. And Reshiram goes for one more turn of, you know, poison damage. This is the last turn. I have to make a play. I need to do something to turn this battle around. So I go for the Draco Meteor into the Lucario. It manages to connect. It's a not very effective attack, but you know what? It's still strong enough to take down the Lucario. Oh my goodness, this was really close, people. This was exceptionally close. But I finished this battle off with a Hex into Emma, so Emma goes down. Oh my goodness. I was really lucky that turn. If Amber had if she had just protected one of her Pokemon, either of her Pokemon, she would have won that battle because I was gonna go down to the poison damage that turn. There was nothing more I could do. I threw in every attack that last turn. But, in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed Monday matches. I will see you Tacticians next time. Bye-bye!
When you've reached the point where you can't go on, just come to me, you'll be safe from harm. If you trust in me, then I'll trust in you. There's nothing more that I need to do. If you put your hands in front of mine, we'll be shining through one at a time. Just understand you're not